So again, going back to this idea of integration and what that means, and to kind of bring things together and make it part of you. Like I was saying, I've been kind of watching a whole bunch of things in my life going on. It's been very interesting. You know, we have times and seasons of all things in our life. Sometimes things are really, really good. Sometimes things are really, really bad, or we perceive them to be bad. Sometimes, and just like we perceive them to be good, you know. And then there's this space in between those peaks and valleys. And sometimes that's really where we want to be, is in that space in between. But if we are used to having these ultimate highs, you have to know that it is physics and there is a down, you know, it just is. And so, and then when we are down, we will go back up again. So the goal is to kind of get that bandwidth in this sweet spot, right? Where things aren't super, super high and they're not super, super low. I remember as I was doing my own work and kind of doing the Melissa clean out, right? Whatever that means. I have always been the bubbly person in the room, right? When we would, I would have meditations and do Reiki things over at the center in Tempe for my teacher, Glenda. And I was always the bouncing off the walls person, you know, and doing handstands and like I'm just like too much energy, right? And then as I started to kind of continue in this process in my life, I noticed that things got quieter and softer. And then one day I was sitting there in a teaching and I was like, that's a trip. I don't feel like this buzzy thing that I used to feel inside of myself anymore. And I had to sit with it because I was like, it almost felt like there was a bazillion years ago, probably back in like 2000, I went on Paxil for a very short period of time. And I felt like I had no emotions. I remember I was watching a funny movie and I was like, I feel like I should laugh. And like, there's just nothing in there. Like there's nothing, I can't bring it up. And it almost reminded me of that. And I got worried for a minute because I thought, that's weird. Like I like being this bouncy Energizer bunny thing. And, but then I started to realize, oh, wait a minute. This is actually homeostasis. Like wherever I'm at right now is actually where I'm supposed to be. And me, you know, I used to do farmers markets, and my friend Mark from the farm down in Santan, he was my neighbor, and he hated how loud I was. Like it made him insane how big and loud my voice was. He's like, I always know when you're here. Here we are, because can't hear anything other than Melissa's voice. So, but I'm still loud, I'm still funny, and I'm still all those things, but I don't have that and then because you can't sustain it forever. So it's okay to like start to allow yourself to be softer, slower, quieter, a little bit more mellow. It's okay, right? And it's just like, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It's like we're phasing into a different part of your life. And it's better. It's really better. It's much more sustainable, okay? So how do we get there? That's the question. We do this work. We do the work that you guys come every week to try to take a part of and to start to integrate into your life. And so that's where we're at. We're taking these practices and we're integrating them into our life. Who's been kind of working on their meditation at home? Okay. Next week, I'm going to see everybody's hand up. And so meditation is probably the best gift we could give ourselves. It just is. You don't have to do it for hours, you know, but one day you may get to a point where you are just so blissed out on your cushion and you just like all time disappears. And the next thing you know, it's been 45 minutes or 2 hours and you don't even know how that happened. You go to stand up and you can't move because your legs are cashed from being like this. But It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. I know you've had that before, Kyle. I know, that Quentin has experienced that before. He's told me that, like, just kind of in this like deep 45-minute meditation, and then he gets out and he's like, you don't even know where time went. And it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. So I'm going to encourage everybody this week to work on an object for your meditation. We're going to talk about that tonight, okay? And this idea of like an object for your meditation. It is the discipline of the mind. So we're going to be working to hold one thing and not deviate from it, okay? When something comes up, it's not that big of a deal. Just accept that it came up and just be like, oh, hello, and then just let it go, okay? And then go back to your thing, all right? And today we're going to talk about that. It's kind of like a loving kindness meditation, and it will generate really good karma for you guys, and it will help with this process of integration for yourself, okay? All right. So everybody knows the drill except for you. And so, but you're set up perfectly, so you have nothing to worry about. So we can have our hands palms face down. We can have our hands palms face up. You can do chin mudra with your fingers if you want to. You can put your hands in a little cupping position in your lap if you want to. Whatever feels right. It's a little bit chilly in here. I actually don't ever say that, but I'm feeling a little chilly, so. Okay. So if you are, then, and Quint, what is the air set to?
It's set to 69.
Oh, okay. But okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. So this is my position when I'm cold. This is my position when I'm hot. Okay, so, all right. So our central channel, like we talked about last week, is nice and long. Our chin is slightly tucked. Our sits bones are rolled down into the cushion, but there's still a little bit of a curve in your back. Shoulders are back, and our eyes are closed. And your jaw is loose. And everybody take a nice deep breath in. And let that go. So nice. And again, nice deep inhale, inhale, inhale. And let it go. So nice. And let's just take a few moments to follow our breath. See how deliberate the breath can be for you right now, where it is the object that we focus on just for a moment. So a nice, slow, long, deliberate inhale, followed by a nice, long, deliberate exhale. Feeling the quality of the breath, feeling the expansion of your lungs, the contraction on the exhale. Notice the feeling of the cold air coming into the back of your throat and the warm air going out. Now we're going to pick a person that we care about. We focus on a person that we care about. Okay, so it could be a child of yours, it could be a favorite relative, it could be your best friend. And I'm encouraging you to pick the easiest person in your life. Somebody that you care about. Now we're going to hold them as the object of our meditation. Now this is the trickier part. You don't need to imagine them doing anything. You don't need to imagine them engaging in anything. It's just being. And you're wishing for them absolute happiness, okay? So sometimes it's nice to see them with a little smile on their face. Whatever you feel or see or experience as wishing them this purest form of happiness. And you're going to hold that image in your mind. Now, if you're not somebody that can visualize, that's okay. Even just the thought of the person is enough. And maybe you can just, give them I love yous or something like that, but you're just holding it and just wishing this happiness for them, pure peace and happiness. So there's going to come a point where your mind is going to wander, and that's all right. The objective of this meditation is to just try to train your mind to stick with this image of pure happiness in this person that you care about. So now we're going to blend two things together. The deliberate focus on your breath while you're holding that image of this person that you care about in happiness and peace. Now with your breath, you're going to imagine that you're breathing in any unhappiness that they have and that your heart is purifying it. And then on your exhalation, you're breathing out anything that isn't serving you and breathing happiness back into them. Now you can just go and envision them being happy, but then let the imagery and the intention of holding them in that space go, and just go back solely to your breath. And now you can let go of the concentration of your meditation and just start to bring movement back into your body. But allow your eyes to be the last thing to open, please. Okay, so that meditation's an important one because I'm doing these readings right now, and it's been really cool. And in some of the teachings, it says that doing a meditation like that creates more merit for yourself and clears up more karma for you than feeding all of the starving people in the world 3 meals a day. So that's pretty bold claim. Why is that? Because people get hungry again. And suffering is just something that just keeps happening. And food is actually suffering because I'm always going to be hungry. So I can't take away that, right? Because as soon as we feed them in a few hours, they're going to be hungry again. And it's not possible to do that forever for people. But you can wish them happiness. Our thoughts are very interesting. Okay, our thoughts go out, and then our feelings and our emotions go in. So when we take that energy that we've created in a meditation like that, we're doing more good than you could ever imagine. All right, because just by sending positive thoughts to one individual in a concentrated way, so that you allow yourself the freedom of being able to like hone in on somebody's needs and bringing happiness to them. Free of distractions, working to free yourself of distractions for that. You will feel an emotional charge. And then when you go and you say, I'm going to breathe in any kind of suffering that they have and allow my body to transmute that, and then breathe happiness back into them. And it's like, it's the most powerful thing. I don't know if anybody felt that. I always feel when I do that, like I feel I have these little twitches that happen to me energetically, and I can feel them. And so I would encourage you guys to do this meditation every night for a different person, okay? Just pick a person every night, all right? Because it's real tempting in the meditation to be like, oh, it's like when you're a little kid and you're like, and God bless this person and this person and this person. And right, so it's like there's a thing that like we kind of get trapped and we want to go, oh, I'm just going to bless everybody in this one thing. No, you're going to do one person tonight, okay? And I mean, and just think about how powerful that is and what you can do, right? I mean, you yourself will experience such a huge energetic shift. You will not be able to avoid that. And then that is what you're doing for these other people is amazing, all right? So that's everybody's challenge. So even if you only do it for 5 minutes, really try to do it, okay? That's my prayer for the universe tonight. Okay, as far as announcements go, we have a couple of cool things coming up on November 1st. So we have a handstand workshop. So if you are a yoga person and that's something that you want to work on, please give it a try. Jenna is our teacher that's going to be teaching that, and I know that she's going to make it very fun. She's actually an Instagram model for what company is it, Paige? Aloe. So she's very good at what she does, and so it will be a very fun workshop, so if you want to try that. Then we have Carlin, who is our she's our Iyengar teacher, and I at this stage in my life, the season that I'm in right now, the only classes I take are Iyengar and Lady Naguma, and that's it. And our Iyengar teacher is amazing, and I always say, I'm so grateful that we have her, and she's so dedicated to her practice. The other thing that she's incredibly dedicated to is her animal sanctuary. And on the 1st, she's giving free tours to the animal sanctuary. And I really would encourage people to grab a flyer, get the information on that. It's on our website as well. But it's such a beautiful thing that she's doing. I mean, when it's in the middle of the summer and she's teaching here 3 days a week, and it's like 4:45 in the afternoon, and I know that she has been out with those animals all day long, taking care of them and making sure that they're okay. And then she still shows up and she's like on point and teaches these classes. It like blows my mind, huh, Rob?
Yeah, she's
I,
amazing.
she just blows my mind, you know? And so go and see what she's doing. She's doing like really incredible work over there. And it's I mean, it like brings me to tears what she's done. What's that? I know, you gotta go.
Yeah,
It's so good, yeah. Then on the evening of the 1st, which is the Day of the Dead, it's kind of a cool night for us to be doing our past life regression workshop. So now if you were to have a normal session with Quentin and he did a dedicated session with you for past life regression, it's still super, super powerful. He's with you for a really long time and he's folding through several things. This is a group session, which is still really, really cool. And when we think of past lives, whether you believe in past lives or not, you can think of it as the archetypal characters that are kind of deeply seated into our subconscious mind. And those things kind of keep us trapped in repetitive patterns. But then sometimes, you know, you go and you find out these things, you're like, oh my gosh, well, I didn't realize that that was coming up. And that makes sense now that I'm still trying to clear this karma in my life at this stage in my life. Okay. So it's really cool. So that's a group thing and it's only $65 and you get a little journal. You'll be able to take all the notes and stuff from your experience. And I don't know, it's going to be really, really cool. So I'm excited for that. And then sign up for that. And I think that's it for now. The brand new calendars are out for November, so please grab those on your way out. And I think that that's it. Right? All right, everybody. What's that? We do have Reiki attunement. I don't know if we have any spots left. I think we might have spots left. So talk to me at the end of this class if that is something that you're interested in. All right, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just leave your stuff, and I'll see you next week.